Hey guys, what's going on? How you doing? I changed the look of things. One person has already seen this actually. So I did a little test run. I think it was a Saturday night, and I didn't expect anyone to actually be on at the time that I did it. But I thanks, man. Yeah, just trying to get a little bit more life in here. Sometimes when I get bored, maybe at least the background's not boring. Whenever I get boring, not bored. I don't get bored. I stab myself with needles for hours on end. But yeah, so yeah, just got a little bit of a different setup. Got some information all over the place. Still haven't been able to get rid of string closed captioner, but that's okay. Loyal robot follower there. Appreciate that. What's up, string closed captioner? My longest running victim so far. So appreciate that. Um, so yeah, I am not going to be doing anything just out of this world exciting tonight. I mean, it's exciting to me, but after last tattoo, where I decided to do a good 4 inches of my skin packed with solid white, that leg hurts, and it hurts a lot. I destroyed that thing. I ate it up. It looks like I took like a weed eater to it, and so I'm gonna do something a little bit more chill this evening. I'm actually going back to one of my other earlier tattoos, the letters for my kids' initials, and because that snake concoction is right down below the letter E, I will be working on my daughter's initial, which is the letter G. So I did those pretty early on, and I noticed as time went on, like it came out looking fresh. They were great. But again, it comes back to that whole thing. If I ever do this as, like to anyone else, whether it's for money or favors or friends or whatever, like whatever it is, um, I will most definitely like ask whoever to come back after 2 weeks. I mean, it's a necessity because skin is different all over, and different people have different skin. My shin will not be like your shin, will not be like somebody else's shin. Although the staples should be there, like it should be somewhat similar, but uh, yeah, I mean everything's different. So I noticed on mine there was some pretty drastic fallout from the well from the ink, and then my line work was a lot shakier than what it is now. Now I'm not saying it's not shaky, but it was pretty it was I was really nervous to be taking that stuff to my legs. And again, after that last one with the snakes, man, I'm telling you, I'm a little nervous to take it. That hurt, man. Like it hurt while I was doing it, and it still hurts. I mean, there was a point Saturday night, Sunday morning, like I don't know, bro. Mine's ate up. I might actually put it on camera. Like it looks bad. This is another one of those things where it's like, I'm glad I did it to me before I did it to anyone else. Like I need to know what that feels like. And yeah, so I know not to overwork somebody else's stuff. But your calf, it might hurt. I don't know. I've done the sides of my calf, but I haven't done the back of it because it's hard to reach, and I want to be able to walk the next day. Um, and I probably wouldn't be able to. But yeah, thanks for the little bit of inspiration there that maybe I have a gentler touch. No, no, I saw her working, man. She did some crazy line pulls there that were very effective. But she was pretty gentle. She really was. She didn't treat you like I treated that snake on my leg. So I will forever remember that. And I still have to go back and fix it. So yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna be working on the G. I'm gonna be trying to fix some of the places where things fell out. And uh there was a couple things that I wasn't really able to translate over very well. He is a gentle, I don't know if he's a giant, maybe just a gentle half giant. Mm. But yeah, so you'll see whenever I throw this up here, like some of the things, like a lot of my friends, they think that I am a little too harsh on myself. Maybe I am in some cases, but but I'd rather be like harsh and a lot, like a lot harsh and a little bit honest, like maybe overly harsh so that, beefcake. Um, but but whenever I look at these things, I look for legibility most of all, and the thing that translates into legibility more than anything to me is legibility, right? So from a distance, it still looks like a kind of a G, but I mean, look at this thing up close. Like, I'm not trying to say, you guys need to tell me how terrible this is. I know it's not terrible, especially not for whenever I did it, and it's probably not going to look drastically different whenever I get done with it. However, there's supposed to be, some pretty clear, like, blacks in this, like tones from legability, tones that go from, like a white to a black. And the only thing that's black on this is the outline. Like, you lose all the figure here. And this, whenever I first did it, it looked pretty good. Like, I mean, to me, like, I had a little bit of trouble with a face that's literally the size of an eraser. Um, and then, like, I lost some of the shape of the wings here because I wasn't sure like how to go that small. I'm still not 100% sure, but like, there should still be like some dark to lights, some whites to blacks, and there's just not a whole lot of anything going on over here. It's a lot more, dark than it is over here. It's just kind of some inconsistencies that have been bothering me a little bit. And I figure I can at least touch this up, maybe get some of the squiggly lines that happen and just kind of clear them up a little bit. So that's really what I'm going to be working on tonight. And for my palette, what I've decided to use is a complete like grayscale, but it starts off at a pretty dark gray. So I'll be working with that. They're all washes for the most part. Very little white added in because I hate white right now. And I probably actually, if I if I haven't learned my lesson, then I actually do have an empty cup right here that I can put white in so that I can hit highlights if for whatever reason I feel the need to. But man, woo! You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Like, this is bad. Like, it's not infected. Yeah, I know, right? You're like, don't do it. White highlights are okay. They're okay. They're highlights. You be gentle with them. You throw them out there. Like here, I'm gonna cover up this real quick. Like, this turned out pretty good. It's got white in it. It's got a lot of white in it, and it's still like in the healing process. But for the most part, like, this is what it's gonna end up looking like, and that's okay with me. I think that turned out pretty well. That's a piece that I can be proud of, and was proud of before it was brought up to anybody. But this thing, oh my gosh! Now remember, this is only like 3 days old. Okay, like, so, and I mean, I ate it up because white does not. It gets pumped into your skin, but the saturation doesn't show up until a little bit later. So you're looking at the saturation not happening, and whenever it happens with black so easily, then you just keep pumping it, keep pumping it, keep pumping it, and you're just jamming it under the skin. And I was using a pretty large mag for such a small spot, like such small places. I'm still covering this up because I'm afraid. Like, I'm afraid to see it. Like, but in all actuality, it should heal for the most part okay. But I tore up my skin, so it's gonna take a while for the white to actually heal to anything. Right now, it looks splotchy. Even though, like, I really did go over this thing 1,000 times, it's gonna take a while for it to actually show up as white. Right now, what it looks like is this. Look at all this red. It's still like all puffy all around it. Like, this is ridiculous how much that hurts. And for what? You know? I tell you what, like, I was almost crying, wasn't I? It's pretty bad. But look, I mean, I even chewed up the skin over here, like, whenever I was doing the black, because I felt like I needed to go in and get a good solid black with a round shader. So, I mean, I chewed it up, and it's on thin skin. So it's not like on my thigh or, even on either side of my calf, right, where it could take it. Yeah, well, I don't think I'm gonna have to do it again. I think I'm gonna have to touch it up. I'm definitely gonna have to touch up the white. I am. I'm gonna have to touch it up, but I'm not gonna rely so much on this being white. I'm gonna go with a little bit of gray. a lot of gray actually, so that whenever it does fade, it'll fade into something that's still reasonably legible. So right now, all that looks like is, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of the gradation that, or the gray ink that I put in the snake, the black snake, but it's not showing up nearly as well as what I want it to. I'm gonna have to let this heal. I'm gonna have to like keep my eye on these things, these parts right here, and this part up here where like I just chewed up the skin so bad. Anyway, I won't count that one as a failure. I don't count it as a failure. I count that as like a learn and live kind of thing. But and that's okay. Sorry about the clanging if you guys that came across there. So this guy though, like I shouldn't have to. There shouldn't be any part of this that I overwork, right? Like I should be able to go in here and just clean up some of the lines just a little bit, and go in and like really put in, some really good, um, you know, dark to light kind of areas. So um, I am probably going to end up overworking it. I'm going to try really hard not to. It just comes with that whole aspect of having a little bit of a problem being a perfectionist. The only thing that is keeping me from being a complete perfectionist on this is that I'm not afraid to actually pick up the machine. I was this weekend because those snakes hurt, but over the week, like I mean, pain fades. You get used to it. You put on a lot of like A&D ointment and hustle. Oh, I almost said the brand name. Put on a little bit of non-petroleum butter, good smelling stuff. Did you get your shipment in yet, Goofy? Did you get that shipment of that nice butter that I told you to get? There is a little bit of a lag, so if you're still on here, you can answer that one whenever you get a chance. I am throwing down on this thing again, just because the placement. I originally use a different rotary machine, and it worked out great. Um, and I still want to use it. I need to find out the best use case for it because it does have a little bit of a longer throw than what this one does. Although this one can be somewhat adjusted, it can't be adjusted like the other one. So I want to find a good use case for it and a good proper placement, because right now what I'm looking at is, with this, I can pretty much go anywhere and the weight is the same. With the other one, like it kind of hangs off to the back, which is fine, but it makes getting straight up and downs difficult, and it makes turning certain ways a little bit more difficult. So just because of placement where I'm at, I'm going to be I'll be working on this tattoo with this. I do have a varied set of needles that I plan on using, but to start off, I'm going to work on some of my line work. I originally did this with a very, very small line, and that's fine. It's good. And this one's also very fine, but it's not as fine. So this is a standard size needle with a grouping of like five. So it's a round liner. It's five standard size needles, all pointy and nice and perfect and stuff. So this is the uh, latest needles that I purchased. I've had kind of a mixed aspect with them in the sense that, like, it's probably because I was hitting my shin. I probably went way too deep, but I actually bent, like, instead of the needles going like this, it's like they bent like and just opened up. So that was kind of bad. Like I think that might have had something. And I don't know how long it took me to get to that point of actually realizing what happened, but yeah, it was not fun. This is, I would say that's a pretty good throw. It's not too far out. It's not too far in. It's fairly quick in and out. So, and what I'm going to do before I do anything is just to make sure, like, this shouldn't be too big of a deal because I'm not worried about rubbing off a stencil, but I also would like to be able to easily get rid of any kind of splashes or anything like that, rather than have them stick there and make me angry. So all right, now I'm gonna go with my middle gray here, which is still it's really dark. Um, and I'm just gonna see how this ends up looking by coming off to one of these pieces over here. Now, one of the good things about working on my own leg is that I can pull this how I want to pull it, which is awesome. See see approximately what that looks like. You try it not to get all up on the. That's okay. I can deal with that. That's not bad. It almost comes out as a nice dark black, um, which is good. Definitely can't fault that. So, ooh, apparently I'm still pretty shaky with these finer lines, and that's okay. I've done shakier work, so no big deal. So now I secured one chair, hopefully mostly, and now I'm scooting my other chair away. So let's see, how do we want to do this? Oh, I know. We'll run out of ink. But yeah, this isn't so much an experiment. All the rest of the things that I've done have been really experimental for myself, really pushing myself beyond what I should be doing, which is learning the fundamentals, and that's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Everyone has their own way of learning, and mine is through crazy mistakes. So, um, and again, like that's okay for me. So this time, what I am working on though is actually getting in here and trying to really pull in these more crazy aspects of the wing. And I figure since the design pretty much dropped out last time, it's really not going to be too bad for me to go ahead and put it on there. I wish the camera would focus a little bit better, but I don't have control over autofocus, and that's a shame. If I was in control of autofocus, it would be focused. It's, you know, it's a little joke about how much of a control freak I am, I guess. And everyone's supposed to go, ha ha, you're right. You would have it all under control. I know, I know. I am a control freak. It sucks. It sucks because that's it's like a almost like a complete diagnosis. Like, oh, you're a control freak. Yes, yes, I am. And I'm actually looking at my reference this time there's a couple of things that I just won't be able to fix because the mistakes were done. They're done, but it's okay. As much of a control freak as I am, I have very little like control over this. No, I would say I'm a masochist. It's not like I enjoy, pain aspect. I will tell you that it does ground. It does ground you. Like you definitely know you're doing something, right? Like, um, but it's I'd say it's a little bit different than paying for the fun of it, right? There's also the bragging rights. That's right. I sat down and tattooed myself. Let's see you do it, chump. Which is something that kind of actually like really surprised me. Whenever I went in for the tattoo with Goofy Palmer's was whenever he got his tattoos, like all the tattoo artists that have not tattooed themselves. Like, bro, like I get it. Like I guess it's looked down upon, but at the same time, like you have an infinite you have an infinite amount of ink and an infinite amount of time. Like, what are you doing? Why are you not taking advantage of this? Let's start up here. It's like the slower I go, the better the line turns out, but also like the better it turns out in the sense that it's not wiggly. Probably not. Definitely don't. So I've got that line in there. I've got this line, which is actually pretty strong. I'm just gonna go over it one more time, which is a big old fat no-no, but it's okay. We're allowed to do that. It's my leg. All right, and then again, like a lot of the things that are showing up on my reference, I won't actually be able to do because past me decided to get way too involved in this and not pay attention anything except for the stencil, which doesn't always show up correctly. Go a little bit darker, I think, since I'm already doing this. Um, Here, do another line. I can't say that this is going to stick around any better than the last one that I did. However, you know, it's still kind of fun. So I'm still going to do it. At least there'll be some finer lines that'll fall out instead of all the lines. Yes, sir. So what's everyone doing tonight? I know it's good old fashioned good old fashioned Monday. My son had his finals, some of his finals today. So that has been, kind of stressful that it's finals week for him. I had schoolwork because I'm back in school. What? Yay. All right, I don't know what this thing's deal is. So this needle is not really holding ink very well, which is really weird. Most of the time, I have a hard time getting the ink to come out. So this is a new and different predicament for me. Oh yeah, I want to do it like this. Same old, same old. Well, it's good that life is predictable sometimes. I'll say that. When it becomes unpredictable, things get weird. Don't really want to mess with that too much more because I don't really want to overwork that. This guy is wild. Trying to figure out the best way to show that. This is going to get weird. What? Why do you keep bringing up the time? Am I in the wrong? Am I in the wrong spot? Am I doing the wrong thing? Many apologies if I suddenly become like just too boring for all of this. I don't know. All right, so this is kind of a tough spot for me because I think what I ended up doing was actually saying, "No, forget it." I probably would be better off doing that now, but I'm not gonna. You've been imbibing this evening, just out of curiosity, or maybe I need to get on that same wavelength. Oh, let's see. I think I can do that. Hold on. Uh, make sure, um, make sure I actually have something to pull on for a second here, and then here we go. Here we go. I got you. Go like this. That you were actually, man, you were a champ. I don't know, like I'm not saying like you should have been, more in more pain. Like I think that's, you know, I don't know. I think you did good. I think you did really good. I don't know how I would take having somebody else tattoo me. Like this, I know like what's happening. Like it's not it's not so crazy because I can see one what I'm doing to myself, but also Um, like I kind of control things. Again, I guess it comes down to that whole idea of control. Um, so I think you did good. I never once thought, oh, here it comes, he's going to tap out. Never thought that, not even once. So I don't know if that's any measure of success, but I think you did fantastic. Sometimes I sniffle and I think, well, it's close enough to a cry. I don't know. I mean, is it though? I don't really know. Right, so I do like this black here, but there was a little bit of a lip in this, so I just want to make sure that I hit that correctly. Really, kind of feather that. It's supposed to be such a sharp ending there. So getting out of camera again. I feel like I'm getting out of camera pretty often. It's kind of difficult to move to the position and still like do this. This is kind of a weird thing because this actually, and maybe with some of the darkness, it's actually swooped out a lot more and finished up kind of the same spot, a little bit of a spiral to it. My daughter is on the phone. She's out of town right now. And so if a FaceTime ends up happening, I will definitely be putting this on pause for a second. Uh, yeah, I'm a little ashamed to show the reference because this is so far away from it. But I will show you this. Obviously, I'm not doing all of that, but I am putting in a little bit of that work. So yeah, it is baller, and I hope that one day I can do that. Um, camera is reference. Uh, I probably don't understand because I'm simple minded. All right. Um, let's see. Do I want to do this part? Um, so this did come down a little bit. So because of my mistakes and also just the size of this thing being so small, could I stick it to my forehead? I'm not gonna do that though. Then I wouldn't be able to see it unless I was like this, and then I'd be like using the camera to like tap. Oof. Hey, what's going on, James Skull? How you doing, man? Thanks for dropping in, buddy. It's been a long time. Um, that's not a guilt trip. Like, it's just been a long time. I suck at guilt tripping people. So I don't even try it. I just say whatever. And, you know, let's see. So tiny. Yeah, man. I know you have. I know where you're at. I know exactly. I know exactly what's going on. Bro, I haven't been in that same position, but I have been in that same area. So I totally, totally get it. So I'm just trying to smooth some stuff out and oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I actually spent a long time today uh, taking a bunch of my videos and transferring them over to YouTube before they get deleted because yeah, they don't get held on to for too long whenever it comes to Twitch, which I mean that's understandable. Oh, okay, guys, I'm gonna have to take a quick pause. I'll be back in like less than 5 minutes. Promise. All right. I gotta talk to my daughter. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. I went on break. My daughter's in she's in Florida visiting some friends of the family. So she's just FaceTiming. Good night. You know, I mean, tattoos. Daughter tattoos. My daughter. You know, I mean, it's really tough to choose. So I apologize for that. Hmm. But I'm gonna get back at it because I've noticed that I've been doing this for a really long time, and while that's great for accuracy, it's not so great for me actually getting things done. So yeah, let me go. Let me go ahead. Ah, such a perfectionist. I really am. I'm like, oh no, this is my opportunity to fix all the things that I messed up before. I mean, it is, but also, all right. So how do I want to do this? This is way too small. I should never have thought that this would be an awesome thing to put on my leg because it is just tiny. Oh, tiny. Super tiny. Yeah, that actually turned out pretty good. So I'm not doing like the whole, like, I'm definitely not going to go back and outline absolutely everything, just so you guys know. But I am trying to put in the outline where it matters. And this time I'll actually do a little bit of aftercare. So things should stick a little bit better because they're cared for a little bit better, but also it just should be an overall nicer looking piece, um, with a little bit more consistency, hopefully. Um, Man, the shin, it does bleed. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Um, it's just so hard to believe. All right, let's see. So this was kind of a confusing aspect of the tattoo because there's a head here, and part of this is actually in black, right up to say about here, and the hair comes out right around this area, goes up here. Now, one that's deciding that tonight we're tattooing with blood, but yeah, I don't really, I don't really want to do that. And because of the how small it is, starting to lose a lot of legibility on it because it really like it's just really small. So I wasn't getting the same effect. So I had to change the hair so that it at least looked like there was some shape there. Otherwise, it wouldn't really show there. Oh no, I'm like tattooing, and you guys are like, I'm so sorry, so sorry. I just like looking at my pretty face. My bad. So yeah, I'm to the point. Like I know I'm not going to be able to get this face in, right? Like that's going to be an impossibility. Um, because I'm just that's just not me. I'm not that good. I don't know. Honestly, I'm sure that there are people that can do it. There are people that actually specialize in micro tattoos. I think that that's probably where I would find my most fun. But I also think that that would be really difficult. So let's see. So the neck actually comes up here, and then I get a couple of locks of hair right up in this area. So we're gonna try to show that as best we can. And then that gives me this weird misshapen spot right about here that I don't really want, because this is wildly different than what I tried to do before. So let's see. So one thing that I definitely wanted to do this time is I wanted to make it a little bit more legible that the wings actually exist. So I know I'm spending a lot of time on that. As I move down through here and we get into some more organic shapes and shading and stuff, like the outline should go a little bit quicker. But this is a human form, like from here down to here, and that is just not easy to pull off, even on a larger piece. So I just feel like doing my best. I'm just doing my best, y'all, and whatever happens, happens. So um, now there was kind of a darker spot. Oh, jeez. Okay, blood. That's enough. What's up, dog? You're not on camera, but you're weird. Can you like? What are you looking at? Did you? Oh, blood. I want blood. Of course you do, animal. All right. So I'm gonna try this. Shit off. Let me try to draw the smallest face of all time. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. I mean, it's technically we all are, huh? All right, maybe we can finesse that with some shadows a little bit later on and figure that out. Until then, there's a little line right here, and then a nice round. What's the word I'm looking for? Do this. Boobies is a word, right? I think boobies is a word, so I'm going to use it. Now this is where things get a little bit weird because there is actually like a thing right there. All right, things should go a little bit quicker here. Yeah, I know, right? I will do it just for you. I mean, I will. I'll do it. You want to see it? This is kind of what it looks like. Ready? Kind of goes like this. Let me get a good pull here. Oh, yeah. I find that it's easier just to go straight up and down. I'm not a professional like she is, so um, still a chant, bro. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Really get that ink in. I know, man. That's pretty much how that went too. I was just like, oh, she did what? All right, so there was a mistake like right in this area, and I think I'm gonna have to keep it, but that's okay. Um, I think yeah, I will keep it. I don't want to do that though. I'm gonna go like this maybe. No, this is like super deep for no reason, but there we go. Bro, I think that almost does. Almost like once I put in some shading and some highlights, I think that will look like a face. I'm gonna be happy with that. Um, let's see. This little bump bothers me. I'm not exactly sure how to smooth that out at this particular point in time. So I'm just gonna kind of mess it just a little bit. Hopefully, I won't tear myself up doing so. Oh yeah. Feel like this is almost an okay way to tattoo. Like you see me like going back and forth. All right, man. I love you too, Goofy. You stay good, man. I'll talk to you soon. If not tomorrow, then the next day, but probably tomorrow. Probably later tonight. Get some rest, bro. Yeah, I feel like I am getting a little sketchy with this, but it's also so much like a pen and ink. Like it's not really bothering me. Like I don't think that it looks too sketchy. Then again, I'm like up on it, upside down, you know. And as long as the lines look kind of smooth, for me at this particular point in time, like that's a win. I think that's a huge win actually. I'm I'm not the whoa! What's up, drunken botany? How you doing, man? I didn't even see you on there. You just like snuck up on a person. Um, well, like this. Oh, just gave myself a Charlie horse. Oh, oh, damn it! You cursed me. You jinxed a boy. Ah, nope, still there. Damn it. So what's up, guys? Me and my old ass like trying to make this work. This is fun. I just lurking in the background. Yeah, I hear that, bro. That's like the story of my life. That's perfect, actually. Come on. I really don't know, man. Sorry. It's another crotch angle, isn't it? Always is. I'm gonna do my chest one day, and somehow my crotch is gonna end up like front and center on this camera. I'm telling you, man. Like, I think I might be able to make more money on OnlyFans. Eliminate this. That's what I've heard too, man. I was thinking about like, I can't do feet because I have some ugly feet. Um, so I'm not sure not sure what my angle would be. And I'm not tattooing my, you know, mm, mm, not today. Although I'm sure somebody would pay quite a lot for that. You got people out there, man. People out there. They might. They just might. Right? I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but who am I? I'm just a bro on the internet doing things for fun. Mm, Sorry, I'm trying to do like a little bit of a little visual, trying to thin this piece down right here, where it looks like it's kind of like growing out a little bit, I guess. So it actually opens opens up a little bit better, I guess. If that makes sense. It's like a little visual tweaking. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Uh, yeah, so it faded. There were some parts that dropped out of it, and I wasn't happy with how I pulled off the design. So there's a couple of things that I'm changing. Nothing too big, just adding more of the lines that were in the initial design. And I'll do the same thing with the E whenever it comes down to it. But this is it. It is kind of an odd angle, and so getting some of these pieces in, uh, I guess, efficiently is turning out to be a kind of a nightmare, really. But at the same time, it's one of my favorite designs, mostly because this curvilicious young lady right here, this angel of awesome, I think that she definitely adds to it. Yeah, no, you're good, man. It's fine. Like, I'm glad you showed up to the party at all, right? Like, you could have been like, you know what? I got better things to do. There's there's more fun drinking games than seeing how like drinking every time that my brother-in-law forgets what it is that he's saying. Probably didn't even think about that one, huh? That's a pretty good drinking game. It's true. It's true. Just know that part of my part of my I guess settlement there with the Department of Defense is that I can no longer function as a normal human being with such a limited memory and concentration. All right, let's see. So I have this lovely little line right here. I hate going in like such an odd angle. I'm trying to draw these lines. Definitely different. What, going to work with a hangover? No, no one in the military does that ever. We're professionals. Yes, that that has happened before. Ooh, who put that nerve right there? Oh my gosh, that's a terrible place for a nerve. Right when I'm tattooing. How rude. How rude. All right. And this was actually rounded off a little bit, which is fine because I can do that. All right. Rad. I'm going to ask you a quick question about that. I just have to know what in the hell, a bread van? Like where did you find such a contraption? I would like to know. We didn't have bread vans. Do we have bread vans? No. We didn't. Yeah, okay, but yeah, I don't think any. Well, I'm pretty sure that depending on who you are, some of the people that drive the snack truck would totally let you climb in and fall asleep. I'm just saying that they're probably like also going to be like the last person that the police ask, whenever you come up missing. I ain't climbing in no snack truck, bro. Like that's a big no go. You have failed at the station. Huh. That's interesting though. I swear the dude that designed this back in like the late 1400s totally knew that I was going to do the tiniest tattoo with it, and he did a good job, like making sure there was a lot of interesting things to look at, lines to get lost in, all the good things. So I've been watching a lot of Ink Master, and if you guys haven't watched Ink Master, you are like totally missing out because it is just awesome. I thought I would hate all the drama because I hate reality shows, but it's it's kind of like somebody put all the worst NCOs that you've ever had in a competition of drawing. So and you get to watch them just get like humiliated. No, it's not that bad. Like there's some pretty cool folks who do pretty cool designs. So they just be like they just take it, just be like "Ah!" and then like spit it in the face of somebody that was actually pretty cool, and you're like, what is this guy doing? And then that would be the person that made it all the way to the end. And you're like, damn it, I hate him. He's a terrible NCO, terrible things. Oh, that's awesome. All right, man, get those little ones to bed. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. As always, I miss you, bro. Let's see what we can do about this here now. There's a little bit of ambiguity going on right here. Feel bad about that. Should not be that much ambiguity. I wonder if the guy who did this ever actually saw a column. Like, I feel like he definitely designed in like a vacuum, like a lot of trees and leaves and stuff. But have you ever seen a column though? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Oh, I know why I did a crap job with this. Because it hurts. Dog just came up and like moved my chair. I'm like not moving fast enough for her. I'm sorry. Sorry, dog. I apologize. I really want to move faster. There's a June bug flying around. Rad. Thanks for letting me know, dog. Appreciate that I'm like your go-to for like person that kills things, but I have this badass cat you could ask. He's just looking to kill something, so get with get with him. Tell him your feelings. There we go. Zoop. Go ahead and just apply some of that ointment there. Promise I'm about to get into the weird stuff. The really weird stuff. The oh my gosh. What were you thinking, bro stuff? But I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, so all right. Now this was some wildness right here, because coming right out from here, I'm gonna have to find a way to work this in. Warp point. And set up that. Opposite of that, we dump out a lot of ink onto the skin. Not into the skin, just onto the skin. Give us a little bit of a larger platform for that lovely view. Okay, now let's go back to the angel here. Let me dump some of this ink out. I'm about to switch. I'm going to keep this liner going for just a little bit longer, but not too much longer. Because I'm going to switch over to the shader. But I do want to kind of lay in at the really the lighter gray that I have here. It's not super light, but it's a little bit lighter. So kind of lay in like where. And then she does. She's an ample angel. We'll give her belly parts there. And then, don't get me wrong, she might be curvy, but not big though. She's kind of a normal sized lady. She just has a little bit of a bit more of a belly than what we think of nowadays as being the de facto form of beauty. That being said, we also have aspect that comes in from over here. Better than what she was, that's for sure. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this out in case I need to use it again. I don't want old ink just filling up the cartridge and solidifying and making me hurt more whenever I try to use it again. So do that. All right, and the new cartridges, I kind of like them in the sense that um, they were cheap and they do a job. That's me, reasonable, Mr. Reasonable. All right, this is a same size needle, same grouping, but it's in a shader configuration. So I'm gonna like bust this thing like way down, like a little bit lower than the quote unquote acceptable rate for the machine. Oh, it didn't like that. There we go. Now it doesn't seem to mind. All right, and I'm gonna like adjust it to where not very much needle is sticking out at all. And with that, I'm gonna use this gray. I'm gonna just kind of start up here and try to work our way down a little bit. So I might end up out of the camera just a little bit because I'm trying to get in the light as much as possible. I think I can go a little bit darker than that actually. So let's do that. Get a new napkin here. Keep using the same one. darker. Just go from black if we can at this point. Come down here. Again, like one of the problems that I had this before that I'm hoping to kind of fix is that there wasn't a good amount of contrast. So I know it seems like an odd thing, but contrast is pretty important. Um, Whites don't happen without blacks, so you have to make sure that you really have that mixture in there, make it interesting from a distance and legible up close. What I'm trying to avoid is getting it too dark though in places where it shouldn't be. Mind, that's all black. From the eye, it's a little bit better. Something unprecedented. I'll actually like wipe that away, like so. Cool about this is I actually have the opportunity to go in and kind of work with the shadow moving up through this area here, which I didn't do before. And that's super cool because it adds just a little bit of texture to the whole thing. And right about here, and right up here to fade into this area. I know I'm like really like talking about this. I know what it is that I'm doing, and I don't. And that's okay. I'm definitely learning, right? Like I feel like some of the techniques that I've pulled off on some of my other tattoos they were good. But the idea is to just get a little bit better, you know. I think that there's, you know, I don't have the unrealistic expectation that I'm just gonna like know how to do everything. Especially not, not having done this for very long and not really knowing that much about business end of things, and just learning how to transfer stuff and all of that. It's been super super enjoyable. I really have had a good time though. I think if I could go back like many many years, I'd be like, yeah, this is something that I'd be interested in doing. But at the same time, I don't think it. There's a lot of things in my life I say that I don't think I was mature enough to like think that this was even a possibility. Black right in there in this area. Right up against where that white is to add a little bit of contrast. Again, man, it's good. It's good to have like some areas that are even darker than what they're supposed to be. Just as long as it adds like a interest, better than having something muddy. You know. Speaking of, right in here, gulping that out. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Grab me a beer too, bro. Trying to trying to add the shadows of feathers into something like, well, man, it's a little bit tough. Yeah, man. This is definitely like, I think these were in the top 15 of the first tattoos that I did, and like I bit off more than what anybody should should do. There's definitely a lot of tiny stuff in here. And I know this all looks like really dark and kind of weird looking, but trust me, when it fades, it's gonna be a completely different animal. So that's why I'm trying to like I want to have some pretty sharp blacks, especially like I don't know how to describe like just how. Why are you doing this, bud? You don't, you don't have to. You don't have anything to prove, Mister Needleman. I'm gonna have to fill in some of this stuff kind of quick. So I might go back real quick and turn up the amperage so I can pack in some of this, some of the more dark color. Hopefully that'll allow the softness of the I feel like there's still some major like areas where some detail could definitely show through and shine. And because of the low amperage and the type of needles that I'm using, um, really there. A lot of ink. I feel like I definitely am dipping a lot more than I normally do for a longer tattoo time. Not a big fan of that. Tell you what. I think we are just about done with the top part, and we've started in on the bottom. Here, I'm gonna bust this up just a little bit so that I can pack this. This area here needs to be black. Outside area right here. Show a little dimension. Yeah, really want that. Here, where the hair is. And here. Man, I'm really loving the black today. All right. That's an improvement on quickness. This whole area. Kind of tough because I was already losing the face. So hopefully coming in here, this help just a little bit. Not dark enough, bro. What is that? Probably because my needle's not throwing out far enough. A little bit lighter this area. Making progress, making progress. All right, man. Yeah. I'll see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. It's the drunken botany. Appreciate it as always. Welcome here physically or electronically. Down just a wee bit. Water. Too many mistakes in this area here. Oh, that's not cool. Oh, here we go. Oh, it just came popping out. Let's get that out a little bit farther. There we go. All right. Now we are back on a lower voltage, but we can add in some of this. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Oh, so quiet. Why am I so quiet? Trying to sculpt out this beautiful angel. It's crazy. Turns out I'm not. Yeah, I know, right? Like way too focused. I think like the first time that I showed this to anybody, they were like, "Hmm, what is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, damn it, I have failed." But I mean, I think because I'd seen it, like, you know, I just had like a little bit of that visual bias. Like, what else could it be? Well, no, I mean, they could see it was a G, but like the angel's like completely lost. I mean, it's a little bit better now. It's not great, just due to the mistakes that I made before, but you know, yeah, it's probably dark enough there. Okay. I have to hear the living crap out of this. Thing is has potential to be a hell of a piece. So definitely one of those where it's like I'm very biased towards it, but I mean, bro, like I can't really can't really ask for too much better than this for its size as it is, like, and the style. Like, it's just so difficult, tedious, and I kind of like all the organic aspects of it. Like this little area right in here, like it's so cool to me. I mean, the angel's cool, but like how this dude who had never seen like you know any kind of alien movie somehow totally H.R. Geigered the whole thing and still made it pretty, like it not scary. I just tattooed my knee. Damn it. Cover up time. Not thinking. Let's see this part. Come on, camera. Well, you're lost, Cameron. There we go. Trying to put that filigree in there. Oh, and it didn't even show up on the camera. Dang it, camera. Oop. There you go, camera. Ah, terrible place for nerve. Not cool, not cool. Believe it or not, actually, not a lot left of this. And we are just about done. Just about done. All right, guys, that be it. Let's rent it, see what we got. I think that looks a ton better than what it did. I still got a little sketchy line here. Um, I was planning on filling that in with some shadow. There's always next time. Maybe I'll fill it in with a highlight. But yeah, that's it. I think the angel, like, she is captivating. Like, she really fits in there. And I'm not saying I did that. I did not do that. I did not design this piece. I just tried to adapt it for my legs. So, but I'm really happy with that. You can go ahead and see, like, we'll compare the G to where the E is right now, and there's a huge difference in contrast. So I'll be applying massive amounts of ointment to this tonight, wrapping it up good, and keeping an eye on it for the next couple of weeks, and seeing, what it is I might change and what I won't. So that being said, it has been great having you guys here. Thank you for sticking around the whole time, being with me, and keeping me company. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the feedback. You guys are awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You have a good night too, and I will see you guys tomorrow.